Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Of course, it's quite a bit still happening, and we'll get to the bottom of it and talk about quite a few things that's happening right now. And some stuff that Trump is kicking around at the moment. Because I'm hearing rumors about quite a bit of things, but we want to talk about what we know is happening. Hey, V Secret. Hey, Miss Thompson. Hey, the Chic Insider Fashion Blog. How are you? Good afternoon. Hey, Lola. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So we got quite a few things we're going to talk about this afternoon. Stuff that's happening, statements being made, actions being taken. And I had put up something about this, I think yesterday it was, where I was talking about, for those of you who are still federal government employees in which your job hasn't been taken yet, I pray for you, for your protection, and that it continues and that you don't have any issues. Hey Kendra, hey Michael, that now you can do religious stuff on federal jobs. Your supervisor can try to recruit you for its religious stuff. See, this is how cults get started. I don't want nobody at work trying to recruit me into their religion. It's bad enough they try to get you on their multi-level marketing stuff. Do their kids fundraiser for school. You know what I'm saying? It's all these other things people at work are trying to get you with. Then on top of that, now I got to deal with religious conversations. It's just one more thing you don't want to be bothered with at work, frankly. I just look at it like, who needs that at work? I don't want that on the job. I can't speak for anybody else, but it's not my idea of a good-ass night. I don't want to ever have to talk religion with people at work. It's already certain things at work you don't talk to people about because they're sensitive topics, so you don't have those discussions at work. We're here to work. We're not here to be friends. But religion on top of that, man, it's just going to get super messy. And honestly, the messiest conversations are going to be amongst Christians themselves. Because Christians fight more than anybody, other Christians, about who actually has the right, sect of Christianity that's truly a reflection of God's word. It's Christians fighting amongst Christians. So it'll be interesting to see how that works itself out. You got the Catholics and the Seventh-day Adventists and the Baptists and the Protestants and the Presbyterians and you just got Mormons. You got all these different things. So I'm just wondering how they're going to figure that out. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out, is figuring that out. I'm looking at some stuff. Now, y'all remember when I told y'all that Elena Abba, she no longer had her New Jersey U.S. attorney gig because her tenure was up and it couldn't be extended or wasn't extended. And so she would actually have to go through the official nomination process with hearings and all this other stuff. So they appointed somebody else. Well, Pam Bondi has fired that person that was appointed. They fired the U.S. attorney who New Jersey judges had named to replace Elena Abba. So judges had selected this attorney, but Pam Bondi has fired that attorney. Just pay attention. That's the only thing I can continue to tell people. Pay attention. When you used to hear Trump talk about the swamp in Washington, yeah, Washington had a swamp and there was a lot of corruption. But the Trump administration is corruption on steroids. I mean, it's really no comparison when you talk about levels of corruption. And right now, it's not just Trump, raiding America's cash register. It's the rich, the 0.1% are doing it. They're raiding America's cash register. And they're doing it with Americans sitting by being complicit, acting as if it's not that big of a deal, but it's a big deal. We should be bothered by this because this is your hard-earned money. And when the government comes up short, guess what? They're going to be looking for more money. And guess where they're going to get it from? You and me. They're not going to go to rich people. They're going to come to us and say, hey, you need to give us more money. So that's, you know, I'm just looking at this. I'm going, okay, I don't get it. I'm looking to see what else is happening. Now, y'all know Trump announced another tariff. He announced a 25% tariff on India starting on Friday. So, and unspecified penalties for buying Russian energy. See, now he's talking out, now he's mad with Vlad right now. Right now he's mad with Vladimir Putin. So he's going to carry on a little bit. Hey, Goldfinger, he's going to carry on a little bit just for performance sake. But later on, I'm pretty sure he'll be groveling on his knees again to Vladimir Putin, talking about how great he is and this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah. But right now, he's going to pretend that he doesn't like what's going on. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And what's going to happen from here. I'm just not sure. I know for me, when I see it, I'm not sure, right? Trump is a future case study of her. He is. It'll be interesting to see how children discuss this in college, in their political science classes. And when they talk about government, hey, good evening, Cedric. When they talk about government, how will this discussion of the Trump administration and corruption be handled? Because you can't talk about the Trump administration and not talk about corruption. It's epic levels of corruption. Hey, Wendy, good afternoon. Like Pete Hegseth, our Secretary of Defense, right? For the Department of Defense. He signed an agreement with Qatar the other day so that Trump can use that plane that Qatar gifted America, but America is really Trump, right? So the plane is supposed to go to the Trump Presidential Library, right? As if anybody wants that, right? So anyway, it's supposed to go there, but in the contract, good afternoon, Wendy. In the contract, they put in the contract that this is not a bribe. Who puts that in the contract? Who puts that in the contract? Because who said it was a bribe? They know it looks like a bribe, but by telling us it's not a bribe, that magically makes it not a bribe? Come on. Hey, the Wise Owl. Hey, Russ. Come on. That's not how this works. But that's the expectation. Your government plays in your face and does and says things like that and behaves in this way. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm just looking to see what else is going on. Because, of course, it's always something. It's always something. Now, I know I saved a couple stories that I saw earlier. Hold on. Let me find them. Now, y'all see, I'm still asking the question. After Trump's discussion with reporters yesterday about the relationship with Epstein, and when that relationship ended, it was because Epstein took 2 of his employees from his spa. My question is still this. Why were teenagers working in the Trump spa in Mar-a-Lago? Have you ever been to a spa in which teens are working in that spa? I've never been to a spa and kids are working there. Never. I've never in my life ever experienced that. So if I walked into a spa like that, it would be weird to me. I'd be like, why they got kids in here? What kind of spa is this? You know what I mean? I'll be like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be in here in my birthday suit sometime, whatever. No, I'm not comfortable doing that around children, like these strange children. I don't know these kids. And that's not appropriate. I'm good on that. So that would weird me out. So I'm looking at that and going, well, how? Okay, you say Epstein took 2 of your employees from the spa. Why were they working at the spa? I'm feeling you there, Russ. I'm going, what was really happening? The more Trump talks, and you know he's going to because he's a narcissist. Trump can't help but run his mouth. Y'all understand? Trump's going to talk. But that's a good thing. Because every time he talks, he tells on himself. He just tells more and more and more. And it just really creates more questions. It doesn't get you to go, okay, I have all the answers to everything that I needed. I'm good. We can move on. It doesn't make you say that. Not at all. It makes you just ask more questions. Because instantly I had questions like, I am so confused. What kind of spa hires children? Like, what was y'all doing over there? And where were their parents? Like, what was really happening at Mar-a-Lago? It was something, V-Secret. It was something. It was something. I just don't understand. And I want to tell you something. I saw a video earlier. Because y'all know that gerrymandering stuff is happening in Texas, where Texas is trying to gerrymander and get rid of Democratic seats in Texas, right? And so I know people are showing up at hearings and public hearings and stuff like that to talk about it and discuss it with their leaders. And I saw a really passionate video from a guy who was saying, in your heart it's wrong. Let me tell you something. Never approach Republicans with that type of discussion when you want to talk about this stuff. They don't care about shit like that. So when y'all start talking about in your heart, that's a waste of your time. You're asking people to have character and morals. They don't have that. So that's not the discussion that you need to have. That's not the discussion. The discussion that you need to have with them is this. Okay, you're setting precedent and you're doing this and you're deciding that all of our voices don't deserve to be heard if we're not voting for you. I just hope for your sake that you're always in power. Because if your opposition ever gets power, I expect them to do everything you've done times 1,000. That's what you say to these people. But what you don't do is, don't you have a heart? Don't you know what's in your heart? No. That's not how these people think. Earlier when I was wrapping up the live, I saw as I was wrapping up, some troll account comes in and the guy goes, I just want liberals to cry. I hope you cry. And it's like, can you imagine how sad your life has to be? That's the only way that you feeling you smiling. I got a lot of things to smile about. Making conservatives cry is just a cherry on top. But it's not the motivating factor that gets me out of bed every day. You understand? Because I got a fucking life. So when I see these people, I go, you are fucking miserable. And I guess Trump is the thing that makes you feel full of life, because otherwise you don't have nothing else. Obviously, your life isn't full. You're looking for a way to escape all the time, and Trump gives you an escape. Okay, I guess. But if Trump is the escape for your life, can you imagine how bad the life must be? Talk about bad. I don't want to trade places with none of them. You're absolutely right, stinking cat. Go Trump. That's why you're gone too. I love the troll accounts. The troll accounts are so cute. Yeah, MAGA don't love America. Hey, perfect strangers. And I've said that. Conservatives are fake patriots. Y'all can believe all you want to that they love America. You don't love America if you allow your leaders to violate the law. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's no way for you to love your country and you support your leaders being lawless leaders. Then you don't love your country. You actually hate it. But you're too chicken shit to say that. Missy, that's true. They do love us racism, but they're too chicken shit to say that too. They'll look you right in the face and say, oh, no, I'm not voting for the racism. I'm voting for the eggs. But eggs are up like all be damn, aren't they? So they didn't vote for that either. See, again, what did I keep telling y'all? Trump will expose people. If Trump doesn't do anything else, he always exposes the liars because he forces you to choose a side. You're not able to pretend that you're something when you're something else. Trump forces you to choose a side. You said you had a MAGA co-worker tell a bunch of us he wanted all Dems, child. And that's why, honestly, Russ, when people say things like that, I go, that's mental illness. Report their ass to the authorities. Honestly, if I had a co-worker say that on the job, I would report that shit to the police. Couldn't be me. You ain't gonna continue to work around me and talk crazy and reckless like that. Fuck that shit. I'm reporting your ass. Then I'm going to HR and saying this dude creating a hostile work environment, threatening the safety of others. And if this man comes on the property with any type of anything, I'm suing the company because you're going to be liable because I made you aware of the threats. That's how you play that shit. See, companies will get rid of his ass with the quickness because they don't want the liability. Companies never like liability. When you say liability, done. Done. That's when they like, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to get caught up in no lawsuit. You only got one time to carry on with me like that at the job, not me. Because I'm going to look at you right in your face. Somebody says, yeah, me being the smart ass that I am going to say something. If somebody says something like that to me at work, I'd be like, oh, so when's the last time you saw your psychotherapist? Listen, I'm going to say right to your face, mother, you're crazy. You're crazy. And then I'm going to HR. And then I'm calling the police. Because I'm going to tell HR I'm calling the police too. I'm not going to wait for HR to do it. Listen, I'm not going to wait for you to call the authorities. I'm calling the authorities. That's a threat. I would make them move their ass. You say your MAGA family member keeps thinking everything is cool. Oh yeah, nah. I'm with you. I told you, anybody I knew that supported that shit, I don't deal with those people at all. I have no remorse. I do not miss them. Nothing. There are nothing. I'm over it. I have moved on. Because my thing is this. I know that we don't have the same values, the same morals. That's cool. We don't share a lot of those same things that are really crucial to me for me to have any type of relationship with you in any capacity. So as soon as you say you're not that person, well, guess what? It's nothing else for us to talk about. That's why I told you I don't spend my time trying to teach them any damn thing. Fuck those people. I don't care. Why would I deal with you? You don't have no morals or no character. I don't care. Oh, your MAGA family's members switched up now? Yeah, I couldn't tell you if the people I used to deal with switched up because I still wouldn't deal with them. I don't give a shit if you switching up. Want me to tell you why a lot of them are switching up now? Because this Epstein thing don't look good. See, you got to be a special kind of silly to keep riding with him through the Epstein thing. You understand? You got to be a different type of person where you just like, I just don't fucking care what anybody thinks about me. Literally. Like, you just don't care. I'll be affiliated with anything. Some people won't be affiliated with it. They'll be affiliated with the racism. You'll be surprised, but they'll be affiliated with the racism, the misogyny, the anti-immigrant rhetoric, all of that stuff they'll be affiliated with it. But they'll draw the line at that. Makes no sense, right? Because you figure if a person will do all that other stuff, I would expect them to do their other stuff too. Right? That's how I think of it. I never look at that and go, oh, they're just doing that. No, I go, well, if they'll do that, then they'll do all this other stuff too. That's my mindset. I've always had that mindset. Oh, you show up because of your granny. Ah, I feel you. But see, that's also why I have a discussion with grandma. Hey, grandma, I ain't coming over here with such and such over here. I love you though. I really do. But you and and the rest of the family raised me with morals and character. And I'm not going to compromise my morals and my character for all that. See, this is how you get people. With all the things that you taught me by acting like that's cool. I can't. That's how you get people. Because see, again, this goes back to you taught me to stand for something. Now are you asking me to sit down? That's how you do it. I understand, but you ain't got to miss time with her. You just got to be calculated with it. I say all that to say, see, Mandy, We just gotta be aware of it, you know. But I understand not wanting to upset grandma. And I totally get that. So I'm not telling you to go upset your grandma. I would never tell you that. See, I was scared of my grandma because my grandma still carried something in her purse and she was sticky quick and long. So all the way to the end, I knew certain conversations I just didn't press grandma on, you know. I just didn't press her on. It was like, listen, I ain't got time to be messing with this old lady. I really don't have time. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a video where I talk about the time how my grandmama broke her thumb, breaking a lady's nose in the bathroom. Child, so ghetto. Yeah, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down. Look, what? Her finger on a woman's nose. I forgot about that. It's been so long. I forgot all about that story. That and when she used to work at the prison. Chill. My grandmama, she just was doing other things. You like to be able to sleep through the night regardless of how much I got paid. I feel you. Once they become victims of the decisions he wants to make, I agree. But we gotta get to a point in America. I just don't know what's gonna happen in this regard. But in America, politics are not just politics anymore. It's dividing families. But it's dividing families because of the simple fact that a lot of the politics are extremely divisive now. Extremely. Extremely divisive. And that becomes the problem. And so that's where I just look and I just go, man, there's so much propaganda in American politics, it becomes very difficult. Now, I tease you, listen. But it's so much propaganda that it becomes extremely difficult. Also, government's got to get a control of media. Media is a big problem. But government will not regulate it. And it needs to be regulated more. It needs to be. The fact that media is not regulated is a problem because the unregulated media, right? The problem is you got to have the right government to regulate it. And right now, this government is too corrupt. If you let them try to regulate media, they will actually use media to feed you more propaganda. You'll get the opposite of what I'm asking for. So it's not the time now for that level of regulation because frankly, you can't trust government to do the right thing right now because government doesn't want to do the right thing right now. So that's the problem that we run into. Something's got to give though. Something has got to give. Now I'm seeing a news story again that Trump is seriously considering pardoning Diddy. What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? If Trump pardoned Diddy, one, would it surprise you? That's the first thing. Would you be surprised by a Diddy pardon? And two, do you think he's going to do it? Hey, storyteller. Hey, Jules Speaks. Hey, beautiful. Oh, you say no surprise. And yes, he'll pardon him. I think he will. I think he'll pardon him purely because he knows that it'll upset people and it's another distraction. But if he did pardon them, I'm going to tell you what it looks like to me. That Diddy was partying with them too. That's how it looked to me. So it's designed again to have another person to help keep secrets. That's how it looked to me. Like, did y'all see that yeah, I forgot I saw this story earlier. Hold on, let me find it again. Because y'all gonna be like, huh? I saw this earlier. That the founder of the dark web site, Ilk Road, y'all know what I'm talking about. He got a pardon from President Trump. Listen, they not playing no games. They trying to let everybody, it's almost like Thanos, right? You know, like Thanos is supposed to be the evil guy, right? It's like when the evil villain has taken over and he's letting out all the other evil villains, you know? You know how Joker goes and he wants to let out all the other bad villains so they can go have fun too? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. So it's that same thing. So that's where I go. When you look at it, it's designed again. Again, why would you let a guy like that out when you claim to Americans that you were trying to clean up our problem with that in America? Don't make sense. Yeah, Trump is a mess, Delicious. He is. I agree with you. Now, I want y'all to listen to something. Fox News had this discussion, just so y'all know, if any of y'all are looking for work, they're talking about having Americans pick blueberries. Now, blueberries are already pricey as hell. Thank you, Jeffers. Blueberries are already pricey as hell. I don't know about you, but I don't know nobody that's looking to pick no damn blueberries. Hey, Kathy B. Y'all know anybody that's looking to pick blueberries? Because I don't know nobody. I don't know nobody. Okay? And honestly, if they put me out there to pick blueberries, I'm going to eat more blueberries than ever make it into that basket or that truck. Like, you gonna have to pull me off the line. I'm gonna tell you right now, I love blueberries. So it would never work out. It would never work out, right? Yeah, exactly, Cassie. My thing, I keep saying they want Americans to do this work. Americans ain't got the backs for it. They don't have the knees for it, the elbows, the wrists, the stamina, nothing. I thought you were going to say ICE agents, 50K bonus, unlimited overtime, and paying off student loans. No, but hey, there's a job if y'all looking. I wouldn't sign up for no job like that. You're not going to pay me to go capture people, because that's really what it is. Honestly, I feel like these days ICE is just a place for white supremacists to go and make quick, fast money. It's a way to make quick, fast money. Because they're essentially paying you hand over fist to just snatch people, whether legally you can snatch them or not. I'm with you, dude. I couldn't sell my soul for that. Oh, Robert. Oh, I could see you with lotion. I just wish you would use it. Bye, beloved. He came in all loud and thought, oh, he was going to be able to get a rise out of me. No, beloved. No. But I can get a rise out of you. You know how I know I can? Because one thing I've learned about, look, somebody sent this to me. Look at it. Trump does have an onion, though. This is not too far off of the onion that he possesses on his own. Is it not? Is it not too far off? I don't. Let's go back to that. Because the ones that get so upset with me, I identified with my president. I bet you do. I bet you do. You look down and you see the same ankles and legs that he does. I don't identify with this. I don't. I have definition in my ankles. This is not my story. I've never stuffed my foot in a shoe like that, where it literally shifted the structure of the shoe. I've never had a situation, because I wouldn't even try to put a shoe on in a situation like that. I never would. I just would not try to putting a shoe on in a situation like this, frankly, is extremely disrespectful. But he did it anyway. You know they threw those shoes out. They had to. Chill. You know the socks are stretched out, because the socks are just as stretched as they want to be. Stretched as they want to be. That's when somebody say, are those the sheer dress socks? No, beloved, the fabric is just being pushed to the limit. That's not what's happening. Yeah, he needs some sandals or some flip-flops. Or just walk around barefoot. Just put on some nice compression socks and just don't even worry about no shoes. Yeah, he was like that. This was him in the Oval Office. Crocs. Wouldn't it be something to have the president walk around with Crocs? Every time you walk, you hear that crunch, 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 like people when they walk around with Crocs. Chill. Chill. Now, you know what I would want to know? Would Trump wear it with the strap or without the strap? What y'all think? Like, would he slide into him and have the strap in the front, over the front? Or would he have the strap on the backside to keep the shoe on his foot? V-Secret said no strap. Yeah, I'm thinking no strap either, because if he puts a strap on them things, then he wrapping them things up like they hams. Listen. Give new meaning to honey baked ham. It's only July. It ain't even holiday season yet. Not the sport mode. Listen. Even though he has never played a sport in his life. Ain't never played a sport in his life. Never. Y'all saw that footage when Trump was cheating on the golf course, right? Y'all saw that, right? You know why they cheating? Couple reasons. One, because he's older. But two, it's no way he can play golf like this. Are you kidding me? Not with them hams. It's no way. It's no way. The least amount of time that he can be standing up on these choppers right here, on these trotters, like they say, the better. It's no way. He would have been... Look, that was a brand new golf course. They didn't want to tear it up. That was a brand new golf course. If they allowed him to walk around on that golf course with all that extra bottom weight from his legs, he'd have messed up the green. That it would have been completely a moot point for all the work that little Eric has done to make that golf course a reality. Y'all know someone has to be putting his socks and shoes on for him. Whoever that is who's putting their socks and shoes on for him every day, I'm praying for you. There are easier ways to make money. Your husband's laughing. I'm glad he's enjoying himself. There are easier ways to make money, though. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah, he's been cheating his whole life. That's why a guy like Trump acts entitled to everything. He's entitled to everything and not responsible for anything. But I'm entitled to all the praise, but I won't take responsibility for anything that doesn't go according to plan or is it received with praise. Then I don't have nothing to do with that. That to me is extremely childish and immature to think in that way. The sign of an adult is somebody that can take responsibility when things are good, going good, and when things are going bad. You don't just get the praise when stuff is good. Come on. But Trumpers and MAGA and all of them, they act like personal responsibility. It doesn't apply to conservatives. It only applies to liberals. No, it applies to everybody. We all need to be responsible. Yeah, he's a big old baby. But to me, it's an example of how he was raised. You understand? He was raised that he can get whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. He can take whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants. And think about it. It's worked for him. It's worked for him. So why wouldn't he do it? It works for him. It's not his fault people don't stand up and push back. It's your fault that you don't stand up and push back. That's how it's able to happen. That's how I see it. That is exactly how it's able to happen. Because otherwise, nothing else makes it easy. Yep, it's rules for thee and none for me. But that's rich people. But that's rich people. Rich people just want it to be whatever it is that you are going to do that serves them. If you're not serving the rich, you're a problem. to the system. You're a problem. That's why I say stay focused, because Republicans are working very hard all across the United States to gerrymander in multiple states. Y'all got to understand, if it works in one state, that's a blueprint to roll it out to additional states. That's what it is. It's a blueprint. So when you see Republicans do that, understand that's not going to be the only time they do it. They're going to keep doing it. This is why you have to push back, because if you don't push back, they see it as a blueprint to keep doing it. You can tell absolutely no. Yeah, there's no structure and discipline. Yeah, Trump. I look at all of this and I go, like I told y'all before, no matter what happens, I am looking at at Democrats going. This is my thing to Democrats. When you get majority again, you better not get your ass in there and play soft and play safe. You better get in there and do things that help the American people. You need to raise the federal minimum wage. You got to raise the federal minimum wage. You have to get real affordable housing at play. You got to put federal government laws and rules in places about investors buying up entire communities. That's not okay. That's how we're getting priced out of our communities, because there's no oversight. Our local governments and our federal governments have allowed investors to come into our communities and buy up everything. I just said the other day how in Florida, they have a housing crisis in Florida. A huge housing crisis in Florida. Why? Between investors and all that building and not enough jobs and revenue and all of that stuff for people to make to afford that stuff. Between that and the immigration crackdown, recipe for disaster. Florida is a mess. And the insurance issue. When you start talking about homeowners insurance, those three things, that trifecta, recipe for disaster. But that's Republican leadership. That's Republican leadership. You say, I think we should figure out how to freeze costs and inflation while allowing to play. Cassie, I'm going to tell you, one of the ways that the American public can freeze inflation, y'all got to stop paying more for things than you should. You have to boycott with your wallet. The problem is Americans aren't willing to say no to something. Y'all don't like to say no. Americans don't like to say, well, nah, I'm just not going to buy that. Fuck it. But you have to, because if you don't say that, these companies are going to keep doing what they've been doing. You boycott with your wallet. You want rich people to hear you. Stop. You see what Troy say? Quit buying shit. That's the only way rich people are going to hear you. They only hear money. They don't hear nothing else. So when you talking all that other stuff, that's like wah, 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 wah. They're not hearing that. You know what they hear? Our earnings are down. They read in spreadsheets. That's what they listen in spreadsheets. They don't listen to the conversations. And you're right, Cedric. Hurricane season in Florida is coming, and it's not going to be nice. Hurricane season's already been here, technically. But it's going to get bad when it starts to really pop Florida. You combine that with a problem with homeowners insurance, right? Already a bad and unstable housing market. No social safety net for people. And a shitty local government. Man, Florida, you think Texas is bad. Y'all ain't seen nothing. Florida gonna be worse than Texas. Florida gonna be worse than Texas. And what conservatives y'all gonna realize is eventually the Trump administration is not gonna give y'all money either, because they ain't gonna have it. They're putting all the money into immigration enforcement. Ain't no money for nothing else. All the money's going for immigration enforcement. So because all that money is going to immigration enforcement, there ain't no money for you to help you. The young people that were in Job Corps, they got rid of that. Those young people were learning skills, contributing to society, and messed it all up. All because rich people are mad. And you know the part that's the most infuriating part to me about all of it, firing working class people from jobs, taking social programs and other things. This part that pisses me off the most is because Rich people aren't even really paying their fair share of taxes. They're not. Yet they're mad that whatever tax money is in the kitty, which is mostly our money, is going to regular people. Because they can't get it, they mad. I don't understand it. They mad. I don't get it. But it's greed. That's what it is. It's greed. Florida has FEMA requests at least once a year. Well, I hope this year they're denied. Trump better deny them. DeSantis used the state electric company to fund his presidential campaign. Raised our power bill. Yeah, that's what Republicans do. It's a lot. Because I know people talked about, they said one of the issues, I was looking on my my video, and people said one of the issues in Florida, they have a lot of corruption in your local politics. And that's a big problem, the corruption. My thing is, I guess my question to Floridians is this. Y'all tell me because y'all live there. Who do Republicans blame when stuff's all fucked up when Republicans are in charge? Like, what do they say on the local level? Who do they blame? Because if Republicans are in charge, who do they blame? They say a $40,000 signing bonus, Kevin, but you know what? For me, you know what I say? The devil's in the details. I don't trust fucking Trump. Trump don't pay his bills. And it's real easy to say you're going to give somebody something. The question is, do they ever see the money? That's the question. That's the $100 million question that I have. Will they ever see the money? So y'all say they just blame Biden. So then my question is this. So if Biden is able to still fuck up Florida, then question to Republicans in Florida, then why y'all voted for the Republicans y'all voted for? Because obviously they weak if they can't stop Sleepy Joe, right? Follow my logic. If Joe Biden is still able to overpower Ron DeSantis, why did they vote for Ron DeSantis? They should have voted for somebody tougher that could stop Joe Biden, right? That's why I said the messaging is just all fucked up, because that's how I challenge folk. Oh, for real? Oh, Joe Biden did that? So why you keep voting for DeSantis then? If he can't even stop Joe Biden. I thought Joe Biden was asleep. I bet you they stopped talking to you. Because they don't have a rebuttal for shit like that. They don't have a rebuttal. Shit like that throws them off when you say stuff like that. Yeah, they have nobody else but to blame but Biden and Obama. I just have no idea. Hey, Jess. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Shea Butter. The voters never pull that through. Yeah, they never do. And I don't understand how voters never make that connection. That's the part that confuses me. I go, well, shit, if Joe Biden's still doing all those things, then why'd you vote for that person? Because that means they're weak as hell if they can't stop Sleepy Joe. Because 1 + 1 is 2 in my world, right? Hey, Linda. So that's why I'm like, I don't get it. I'm just wondering what Florida's going to do when it hits the wall, because it's coming. It's coming this year, too. I don't think it's going to be a next year type of thing. Because housing is a big damn deal. Housing is a big deal. And so when you keep with all of this instability and the prices of things continue to go up, what's supposed to happen? Now, I want y'all to listen to something, because I mentioned this to y'all earlier, but I didn't play it. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this video. This is a discussion that happened today on Fox News of them talking about having Americans and children do the jobs that migrants used to do. You can try to sign up for days, but the chances are, my thing is this, y'all expecting to get that money. See, I don't trust Trump. I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. And I know government play games, and government can give to you and they'll take it away too. So that's why I said, I don't know about that. Now listen to what they're saying about your children, my children, picking blueberries. Because that's what this is. Not rich children. But this is who's supposed to do the jobs that the migrants were doing. I don't know about y'all, but me and my children ain't picking no damn blueberries. One, because we ain't built to do it. And two, because we ain't doing that shit. The people who wanted these immigrants gone need to get out there and pick these fucking blueberries. I didn't vote for this. Y'all need to get out there and do it yourself. So, listen to this.
I grew up pulling tobacco. There are wonderful jobs in farming, in construction, all of this that has sort of been handed over to largely illegal aliens allowed into the country to do all this cheap labor. Maybe you pay a little bit more for blueberries to actually have Americans picking the blueberries, but that's wonderful. Also, allow children to do it as summer jobs. The idea that your government, that your precious government, doesn't allow children to work summer jobs in blueberry fields is just mind-blowing to me.
Well, it's very difficult work, by the way.
So then my question would be, are his kids gonna be out there? Hell no. His kids won't be out there. He's gonna have his kids at some STEM camp for the summer, you see, where they learn science, technology, engineering and math stuff. But us, our kids, oh, summer jobs picking blueberries. Oh, no. How about you set the example, sir? Get your ass out there. Get your children out there. One of those hosts from Fox News. My thing is, all these people who say all these things lead by example. Get out there and do it. Go ahead. We'll wait. We'll follow and see what y'all doing. We know y'all not going to do it. We know y'all not about it. Y'all just talking shit. Like all the people that talked all that shit about immigrants working at farms. None of them can do that work. Not none of them. Farmers are hurting. Good. Because most farmers voted for that Trump. So since most farmers voted for Trump, then good. Get your ass out there in those fields, in your own fields, and do the work yourself. You're going to find that Americans are too damn lazy to do that kind of work. We're not going to do that kind of work. You know why we're not going to do that kind of work? Another reason why. Because it don't pay enough. So what, you supposed to work out there all day for 10 hours and then go work another job and still not have enough money to pay your damn bills? No, ain't nobody about to do that. We're tired of doing that. Folks are tired of working and you broke before you even got paid. The money is spent before you even got the paycheck. The people that want your money already got their fingers on the money before you even get the money. It's already earmarked for other people. And not just next pay, that pay, the pay before that, the pay after that, the pay after that, the pay after that. Because it's never set up for you to get ahead. Hell, even when you so-called get an extra check, it ain't never extra because it's just going to shit that you was already behind on. So there never is an extra. It's only just enough. That's all you ever got. Just enough. It's never an extra. Extra does not exist. The system doesn't allow for extra. People are tired. Just like y'all saying here in the comments, folks are tired. But the system don't give a damn. That's what y'all see rich people are saying to you now. We don't care. We don't care how tired you are. We don't care that you're tired, and now we want your children. Yeah, you got to make your own commitment. That's why I said you got to do co-ops. You got to do co-ops. You've got to do co-ops, but not allow people in your co-ops that don't share your same morals, character, ideals. That's what you have to do. Self-serving communities. Oh, I saw they built homes only for white people. But see, Days, I talked about this yesterday. That community is mediocrity. Exceptional white people didn't move to that community. Why would they? Exceptional people didn't move there. Those are the mediocre people that can't make it anywhere else in America. So they needed a safe haven, a safe space. We need a safe space that's just ours. That's all what that was. That's why it didn't upset me when I saw the shit. I said, oh, these people are mediocre as fuck. They need a safe space. They need a space that makes them feel exceptional, even though they're not. Exactly. That's why they mad nobody fucking cared. Why would anybody care? Why would you want to be in a place where people are mediocre? The only other people that's going to want to go there are other mediocre ass people. Then that doesn't make an exceptional community. It's just going to be a whole bunch of mediocre ass people. So I look at it and go, it's par for the course. I expect it. It's mediocrity. Mediocrity is loud. Strength is quiet. Yep, they just like that family that went to Russia. Man, that's the funniest thing ever. Every time I see him, I say, hello, comrade. Every time. That was the biggest self-own ever. That's what he gets. That's what he gets. That's exactly what he gets. But again, people bought into the propaganda that they see on the internet. If you are on the internet and you think Russia's a great place to move to, you are watching the wrong things on the internet. You need to come out of whatever dark hole that you're hanging out in and come out of that hole, honey. Because, listen, I can tell you as somebody who looks at Russian traffic videos, if for nothing else, the Russian traffic videos, you ain't trying to move to Russia. Because that would scare the shit out of me, just that. Just driving. It's like, that shit is like out of a video game. So I'm going, I would move there just for that. Because I'd be afraid of just driving on the streets of Russia. Let alone talk about moving in, joining the military. Come on. These people are, come on, I can't take them seriously. I go, imagine how much you don't have if you're able to pack up your entire family and move to Russia. Yeah, notice Tucker Carlson's, yeah, he said it was wonderful, but notice Tucker doesn't live there. See, that's the part that they never do. They don't say, hey, Tucker, if Russia's so awesome, why don't you live there? Why haven't you moved there yet? And wait for him to, well, actually, when we talk about Russia, see, I mean, I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to get me with a got you question. That's when there's talk about everything but answer why his ass hasn't moved to Russia. They're full of shit. Say it again. That's not a foot. That's a hoof. You know how you watch those, documentaries, those nature documentaries? And so if they say they would go like this, they would go, so what we're watching here in the wild, what we're watching right now is what we call swollen ankle and pig footitis. This is something that you see in the wild sometimes. This happens anytime that humanoid beast has too much salt and is eating too much fast food. And the only way you can actually get rid of these are not extinct, actually. I need you to understand, these are not extinct creatures. But shh, we must be extremely quiet. Because if he hears us, he might actually make an attempt to cross his legs. And we want him to keep them uncrossed so we can really see the definition and the bulbousness of the ankles. Chill. What's that guy that does all the nature documentaries? I love him. And he so needs to narrate this presidency. Do you understand? He needs to narrate this presidency. And thank you so much for that, Kendra. You guys, if you could tap that like button and the share button for me, copy link counts as a share. Thank you so much, Camilla. Thank you so much. Oh, Scotland was hilarious. But Scotland was the one who asked him the questions about Epstein that caused Trump to say that Epstein took 2 of his employees from the spa. And that's what caused him to sever the friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. And that's when I asked the question, what are people under 18 doing working at the spa? The media didn't ask that because I know they ran out of time, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just like Attenborough. It's just like Attenborough. Just like that. That's what I was doing, my David Attenborough. But why they didn't ask, why are children working at the spa? I ain't never seen a child work in a spa. Except you could say a family spa, but even a family spa, it's the family's child working in there. You understand? It's just not some arbitrary strange kid in there. And even still, the kid is like at the front desk. It's something mundane. You understand? Something very mundane. That's why I look at it and go, huh, it's just odd to me. Right, Days, exactly. 15 years by themselves, working at the spa? Really? Where were their parents? Well, this is what we do know. Their parents were not members of the club. That's what we do know. And if they were employees, well, we know there would be employee records, right? Right. So again, and those employee records would then tell you what that employee did at the spa, right? Okay. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's why when Trump said he stole 2 of my employees from the spa, and we know the employees that he's talking about, I'm going, well, one of them, at least one of them, wasn't 18. What was she doing working at the spa? Right, and you got to have a license to do spa services. So we know nobody under 18 has a license to do spa services. So again, what are they doing at the spa? Nah, not even folding towels. Not, think about it. Trump is cheap. You think he just gonna pay young kids to do laundry versus force the people that already work there to do more than one fucking job? Think about it. You really think that? You really think? And even if there was a child there doing laundry, then how would the child come in contact with Jeffrey Epstein? We know for a fact that the first employee was a masseuse. We know that for a fact. So then I go, exactly, Lori. See, Lori's saying the front desk did the laundry in the hotel she worked in. I'm going, it's no way Trump is going, well, I'm just going to have these people for laundry. No, he's going to try to maximize as much of those people's time as possible on the clock. I would. If I was rich and greedy like that guy. So that's why I go, nah, Again, none of it makes sense to me, y'all. I'm just telling you, whenever since Trump said that, I don't get it. I get it, but I go, how come ain't nobody asking why those people were working at your spa? What was their job at your spa? Oh, just so y'all know, Trump has imposed a 50% tariff on copper imports. Oh, and we got an update. Shannon Sharp. Oh, these old heads, man. These old dudes, man. These old dudes, man. ESPN has now decided to part ways with Shannon Sharp after he did the settlement. See? So this is where I look at it and I go, ask yourself. This is where I tell you lack of discipline will fuck up the bag. That was just an example of lack of discipline. So many ways if he was just looking for somebody to spend special time with. It was so many ways he could have done that without having this drama. But instead, he chose to do it the creepy old man way. And now he's losing money through lack of discipline. Insane. Insane from lack of discipline. Oh, I figured that Trump's team told Ghislaine Maxwell to put that into the Supreme Court because it was too coincidental. I mentioned that yesterday. I said, oh, they told her to do it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they already done told the court to side with her. Has anyone heard the song about Trump Epstein? No, I haven't heard that yet. I have to look that up. Oh, that's great. So even the Raw Circuit Boys producing the U.S., everything's up in the U.S. She has one up, either set me free or spill the beans. But my thing is this. I don't think it's gonna work out well for her either way. You just got home from the hospital, broke my ankle, and it's not even that swollen. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that to you, XMMS. I broke my foot a couple years ago, so it can be painful. And so if it's not that swollen, that's a good thing. But I hope you heal sooner rather than later, because ain't nothing like having anything broken down in that foot area, ankle foot area. That thing is no joke. That thing is no joke. But I'm not surprised with Shannon Sharp. Again, this was stupid. Shannon Sharp, he did this to himself. He did this to himself. Yeah, they've been bragging about the $150 billion they've gotten in tariffs. Yeah, but they taxes on Americans. So yeah, when the Trump administration brags about those damn tariffs, just letting you know they're bragging on taxing Americans. That's what the brag is. I call tariffs a Trump tax. That's what they are. Okay, I'll check it out, Russ. That's what they are. It's a Trump tax. That's what it is. It's a Trump tax on American families. Democrats, that's what you need to be repeating. Democratic elected officials. Tariffs are Trump taxes. Oh, we just had a flood watch issue. I guess it's going to rain again today. I told you we had no power last night. We spent the whole evening last night with no power. So, I'm trying to look to see what else. And then Trump signed another order increasing Brazil tariff to 50%. None of this stuff is going to get us any closer to having anything. Yeah, the great Michael. I just went to bed early. I said, fuck it. I just went in and went to sleep. But yeah, increasing tariffs on Brazil by 50%. Again, all we're doing is continuing to keep ourselves out of the rotation of trading partners. We're not looked at as somebody seriously. Yep, and tariffs on India too. 25% on India. I wish it would rain in South Florida. We've had satanic heat today. Man, I can only imagine how hot it is in Florida. You couldn't get me to live in Florida. Outside of the government that's there and stuff like that, it's just too damn hot. I'm sorry. It's that swampy heat. And my family grew up in the South. I know how swampy heat feels. But that Florida swampy heat is just, I'm good. That Florida swampy heat, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, all that swampy ass heat, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So, it ain't 100% humidity all the time. It should be in Florida. Oh, it's hot as fuck in Texas. I can believe it. No, you couldn't pay me to live in Texas either. Too damn hot. It's always too hot. If it gets real hot in Maryland, I can only imagine how hot it gets in Texas and Florida. And so I'm looking to see. Now just so y'all know, okay. So a couple things as we wrap up. Remember that incident happened in Las Vegas casino with the pew pew guy? Well, apparently a Las Vegas casino supervisor sold him the pew pew. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? People that press for money. I'm so confused. Like, what's really going on? I'm confused. Like, huh? Uh-oh, and Gilbert Arenas got arrested. Basketball player Gilbert Arenas has been arrested. Okay? He has been arrested in connection with an illegal high-stakes poker games. Oh, shit. Yeah, apparently Gilbert's a gambler. And he was arrested today for allegedly he was operating the games. That's what they say. At his house. Ooh. He did this between 2021 and 2022. He rented out his mansion and directed somebody to stage high stakes games. He had the games. He hired staff, including women serving stuff, serving, drinks. They had massages and companionship. Ciao. Ciao. Look, all them old dudes. Old dudes. It's the running themes. Old dudes with money. Old dudes with money. See? Lack of discipline again takes another one. Like DJ Khaled said, takes another one again. It's lack of discipline. He's set to be arraigned Wednesday afternoon in court today. So I'm assuming he faces up to 5 years per count. And he was charged with, I think, 5 counts. Yeah. Or at least charged with 5 counts, I believe so. Yeah. Oh, wow. And this isn't his first legal issue with poker. In 2009, he pled guilty to a felony pew-pew charge after an incident involving unloaded pew-pews in a dispute with Jarvis Critterton. I remember that. Child. So Gilbert was met. And he talks so much shit. Gilbert Arenas talks a lot of shit. Only to lack the discipline to not think he wouldn't get caught. Of course you're going to get caught because people are going to talk. Law our backdoor for privatizing Social Security. I don't know what that is. Grassley says. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about one more thing. Apparently Chuck Grassley I don't care what his old ass have to say. Chuck Grassley is not somebody that I look to and go, oh, let me see what Chuck has to say. I don't even think like that. What? Okay, I'll tell you about this last thing. There is a Virginia politician that was doused in gasoline on a man poured gasoline on a Virginia council member and set him on fire over a personal matter. America, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? This is not normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. Somewhere along the way, America lost the plot. When y'all don't get what you want, you crash out and you get violent. That's unacceptable. When did we become these people? Well, technically America's always been violent. However, at some point you need to grow up. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand. I just don't. I don't understand. Now, the good thing was another good thing I see here in Los Angeles County, they're seeking an ordinance that prevents law enforcement from concealing their identities. I do not think that ICE or any of those people doing this enforcement work should be able to wear masks. I do not. No, you work in government. That is a public service, civil service job. You don't get to hide your damn identity. So we don't know who you are, especially if in the commission of doing that job, you're breaking the law. No. We need to know who these people are because then it gives us an opportunity to know the type of people that our government is hiring and paying with our tax dollars. Don't forget, this is your money. Oh, I believe that, Troy. This is your money. That's the thing that Americans, we can never lose sight of. This is our money. These people are spending our money. We don't have to sit by and act like we're okay with everything. Exactly. The no taxation without representation. See, Americans talk all this stuff all the time about how much you're a fucking patriot. Prove it. Prove you love your country. Do something. Because nobody's coming. No Captain America's coming. No Iron Man's coming. No Black Panther. None of that. You got to be your own hero. So that's the question that I keep asking to Americans. What are you going to do about what's happening in your country right now? Because at the end of the day, at some point, you're going to have to do something. You ain't never lied. We made this bed, so we got to see. We got to. Unfortunately, we got to lay in it. So, you know, I'm just like, I'm looking just to see if there's anything else. Trump is a clown. They're just the shit I see him say. I just don't even, I'm just not even saying anything because I'm just going, it just doesn't, it's not even worth it for me to even mention it to you all. And you know, I just, I don't understand. It's just so much happening. And I'm going to tell you what I've been telling you. Please continue to call your elected representatives. Please continue to do that. And email them and stay on their ass so that they understand they need to do something of substance and of value. And they shouldn't just be focused on getting their six-figure salary. What about the rest of us? I'm just not sure what all the rest of us are supposed to do. That's the only thing that I'm looking at and I'm going, so, oh goodness. And okay, last story. The husband of a Wisconsin Trump delegate was charged with corn. I'll say it like that. And you know it's only one kind they're going to charge you for. And apparently he said he voted to fight against trafficking. They always tell on themselves. I told y'all, these people always tell on themselves. They always tell on themselves. Always. That's why they always say somebody else is doing it. Because they're always thinking about it. Pay attention. These people are fucking weird. And that's why I say if they're doing that shit in their personal time, hiding and doing that stuff, you know, listen, imagine the things that other people are protecting and hiding. And you know they're going to protect and hide it. If they protect and hide for Trump and they don't know his ass from a can of paint, they'll do it for somebody they do know and that they do care about. America, like, man, your children ain't safe here. Your children ain't safe here. At all. Wake up. That's the only thing I can tell you. Because until you wake up and see it for what it is, you're going to continue to have problems, man. I'm leaning something. What you think? Yeah, I ain't gonna waste my time on that. JD ain't got nothing to say. No, well, actually, we're gonna play that. Listen to a reporter asking JD Vance. This is the last thing I'm gonna play. A reporter asking JD Vance about the Epstein list. Now watch this.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. Julie Carr-Smythe from the Associated Press. I guess I'm going to be that person. There are some protesters outside accusing the GOP of protecting pedophiles, and we're wondering what you think are the reasons the U.S. government should shield the client list of Epstein from the public, and what you have to say about any relevance to that here today.
Well, let me say just a couple of things. First of all, the president has been very clear. We're not shielding anything. The president has directed the attorney general to release all credible information and, frankly, to go and find additional credible information related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's been incredibly transparent about that stuff, but some of that stuff takes time. You've got to assemble that stuff. You've got to compile that stuff.
Okay, I'm going to stop it because he's full of shit. Exactly, Wendy. J.D. Vance is full of shit. I told y'all the statute of limitations has already passed. There is no other information the government need to go find. What they want to go find is how much Ghislaine Maxwell knows about Trump's involvement. That's what they're trying to go find. So they can keep that shit quiet so you never know about it. They're full of it. This is a cover-up being done by government to protect the president of the United States. That's what it is. Yep, and delay. That's what it is. And if you call it anything any different than that, you're helping them push the agenda. And you're not protecting children. Yep. Obviously, Ghislaine knows something that Trump don't want her to tell us. She knows something that he doesn't want her to tell us. What? Again, I thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. Of course, we had a great conversation, as we always do. We always do. But thank you for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate all the likes. We got, 50,000 likes this afternoon. I appreciate that. I want to remind you, don't forget the new episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast hits this evening, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I told you, what we're talking about is this whole chain letter mentality, right? We're talking about the chain letter mentality. And basically what I'm saying is to you in this whole situation of a chain letter lesson. What I'm basically just saying to you is how your childhood superstitions still control you in your adulthood. And I don't think most of you realize it. But when you listen to this episode tonight, you're going to go, damn, I ain't think about it like that. Yeah, it still controls you because you still follow into a lot of the same stuff when you listen to these politicians come to make you promises that they never intend to keep. And you don't hold them to it because you're still caught up in those childhood superstitions. Check it out, 7 o'clock p.m. The link is in my bio. Remember, I'm on multiple platforms. The live from this morning is already on YouTube. I'll put the live from this afternoon, evening on YouTube as well. I thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate your support. You know I always do. I always tell you the most valuable thing that you have is your time that you come and spend with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. TikTok is a huge platform. You can be anywhere else, but you choose to spend time with me, and I appreciate that. I really do. I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. I always do this every live. Thank you so much to number 1, beautiful storyteller. Number 2, handsome Russ Nelson. Number 3, beautiful Trell. Number 4, beautiful Lori. Number 5, beautiful Kiana Black. And a special shout out to number 6, beautiful Living Life. Thank you all so much. I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might get on a little earlier, but around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much. And like I always tell you, don't let nobody live rent free in your head. Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great evening.